got to go and dig, and you hope it's not too expensive.
It becomes an exercise in the history of ideas. We're all hunters. Well, we hunter-gatherers. We hunt and we gather on a fairly large scale.
There's always a market for waste somewhere.
It's worse now than it was then.
Collector's treasury?
I haven't found one, but I'm still trying to source one for you. The range of material that we cover and that we come across allows one to step back and look at the cross connections. I like things. That's why I collect books on the history of things.
We're all collectors in the family, my wife included. My son of 8 is a collector.
He's got the disease.
We basically couldn't find anywhere that was big enough. And when we moved here, we moved with
between 10 and 15,000 cartons. There's nothing like touching. Actually having it in your hand is part of the buying experience, which no electronic medium can supplant.
The joy of going into a bookshop is the happy accident. I think when you come in here, you have a very fractured, discontinuous narrative of South Africa, where it's come from, and quite unusual and unexpected.
We don't sell weapons
because I don't like them. I'm a humanist, says Jonathan. So we believe the buck stops here. Wanting to own for yourself because you want it, and wanting to own for yourself because you don't want somebody else to have it. Perhaps that's the distinction that you want to draw between collecting and acquisition.
Johannesburg is really alive. It's sort of energized. It's a very ambitious city. Work is the sole reason for anybody being here. You know, I'm essentially always working. I'm more of a maker of things. I look at how to make something before I design it. And you get to see what you want to make quicker. It's about trying to prompt people to look at things differently. I think it's also a very good-looking city. The scale of the city is big enough to give it importance. The infrastructure, the highways, it works as a city. Most of the bigger land masses are man-made. There's signs of what's happening underground, above the ground. The product you make needs to have a story. It's meant to draw people's attention to the infrastructure we have. Then people would become more grateful for it. There's also a little bit of a tongue-in-cheek way of saying, you know, I'm not prepared to go into the streets, I'm going to bring the street into you. I think it's got a lot to do with intervention. Cutting up, lots of people would view as disrespectful, holding no regard for it. But I'm trying to give it a new context where people actually focus on old technology, on old craftsmanship, through its integration in my design. It gives credit to the way things used to be made, that you try and reincorporate them, that they don't become discarded, that they become reinterpreted and reused. I'm making it appropriate, current. People add a lot of value to the things made out of steel. The weight of steel and the patina and the durability. Ornament is how we define what's precious to us. If I make a table like that, everything I do actually becomes quiet and it becomes the voice.
Go to the drive-in every night. And after a few years, they said to me, would you like to run a drive-in? I said yes, and since then I've been to drive-ins. There were a lot of people who used to come to the drive-in in couples, and well, things happen. That's what drive-ins are about. This little light of mine. I like machines and gimmicks and toys. I'm male. I enjoyed walking past the front of the projection room, waving my hands in the light. Then I saw the major big machine and it fascinated me.
If you can take a look at a map of South Africa, if you can see a speck where a little town was, your chance is 95% that there was a drive-in there once.
This drive-in died a slow death. Everyone watches their own DVDs. Nothing gets done as a group anymore.
There are 2 left at the moment that are in operation.